What's up, guys? So today I'm just going to be showing you the Suorin drop compared to the JUUL. This is my buddy Nick's Suorin. Thanks, Nick. He let me borrow it for a couple days and just see how I liked it compared to the JUUL. So I'm a JUUL guy. I don't use mods or Suorins or anything else like that. I just use my JUUL because the JUUL's the shit, man. So I tried out the drop for a couple days, for 2 days actually. And it's alright, but it's nothing compared to the JUUL in my opinion. Cool things about the Suorin though is that you can have like twice the amount of juice in the pod, and everyone thinks this is a button. I thought it was a button, but it's not a button. I don't like that, but I like this cool laser show it gives you, a little light show. That tells you the battery's fully charged when it's blue, I believe. I'm really not too sure honestly, and red if it's dead. But it's pretty nice, and I like how some of my buddies have Suorins, and it's cool that they come in a lot of different colors. Some things I don't really like is that you have to fill up the pods with whatever flavor, whatever juice, because your experience might just depend all on the juice you use. And in this was I tried it with Mr.Salt, like 5% Nick, some shit like that. But it's pretty nice, but it just doesn't hit as hard as the JUUL. I know a lot of people use Mr.Salts and swear it's the same. It's just not, alright? But the flavors, you get different flavors, which I thought was going to be like the best part about the Suorin. But after a little bit, all those flavored, artificial flavored juices are just, they leave a bad taste in your mouth, you know? After hitting this, what is it, like blue raspberry lemonade for a day, it was just, I felt like I was just sucking on a bag of fucking Jolly Ranchers all day, and it's just not good. Not good. While JUUL just sticks to like classic, like plain flavors, they just get it right every time, and it just gives you that nicer throat hit compared to the Suorin. And the Suorin, it rips pretty nice. It gives you better clouds, but just because it gives you bigger clouds doesn't really mean that it's giving you a nice, like a thicker rip, like a harsher rip. It's just clouds. Like that was a lot thicker than the JUUL, but it wasn't as satisfying as that fresh throat hit tobacco. I like these more standard flavors rather than all these funky ass flavors, unless they're really good. Honestly, I like green apple. I do like green apple in the Suorin. That shit's banging, I'm not gonna lie. But if you're debating on getting a JUUL or a Suorin, 100% get a JUUL, unless you're just, you know, trying to save on money. Because most of my buddies, they have a Suorin just because they want to save money, because you can just buy a bottle like this for like 20 bucks, not a JUUL one, but just a bottle for like 20 bucks and refill it. Oh, and you actually, instead of throwing away the whole pod like a JUUL, you have to throw away all of this. You have to throw away all this and replace it like after a couple weeks, like I think a week honestly. Look at all that leak. No leak. Yeah, you gotta replace these after a while because the coils get burnt out, and after 2 days of using it, I already feel like I can already taste the kind of burnt fucking toast taste from the coils. So I don't like dealing with any of that. I don't like refilling my pods. I don't like changing coils or having that burnt taste in my mouth. So I get a JUUL. Another cool thing about the JUUL is that it has its own charger, but the Suorin has just a micro USB charger, which people think is cool, but it just, you need 2 hands to click it in. With the JUUL, it's just so lavish. You just throw it on, and you just throw it on and it charges. Here, actually, I'll show you. This is my setup. Bam. Just walk over. I just throw that shone on every day, instead of having to grab a wire. Plug it in. Have one in my car. Just throw it on just like that every time I need to charge it. So, honestly, fuck a Suorin. Get a JUUL.